Your car guy here. Today we're looking at a 2007 BMW E60 525 that is experiencing battery drain. So if you park for more than a few minutes, the clock will lose its memory. Park it for too long, you'll get the battery discharge warning, or even the battery will drain off and you won't be able to start the vehicle. So we're going to show you what we found with our diagnostics. Okay, so we're experiencing the battery drain and we see the tire pressure monitor light staying on and flashing. So that gave us a clue. We were having an issue with tire pressure monitor and we're experiencing the battery drain. You can say, hey, the tire pressure monitor is losing memory, but we decided we'd better check the tire pressure monitor. Now we'll go to the trunk and show you where that's at. Okay, to get to the tire pressure monitor computer, we'll go inside the trunk. We'll open up to get to the spare tire. Now you have this handy little clip which you can hook onto the drip rail here, which will hold the cover for the spare tire up out of your way. Then we'll move the spare tire and jack out of the way. With the spare tire and the jack removed, you'll see this next cover here, and you can just grab right underneath it and take it apart. You'll see it separates right along there. There's a underneath cover that's going to stay as we take that up out of the way. Now when we look, this is what's called the RDC module. This is your tire pressure monitor receiver, and it is a computer. So we want to check that. Now oftentimes there'll be moisture in here, and if there's moisture, it's a good sign that this may be damaged or shorted out. So if we take the wires off by moving this lever, so you got a little tab you push down, then you slide this lever over to the side, and that'll unlock the now that we've unplugged the wiring, you can see all that green. That is corrosion, and I see some burnt pins in there. If we look at the wiring plug as well, all that green, that is corrosion. So that tells us right there we have a major issue. We're gonna have to clean up this corrosion, and we may have to replace this module. Now in this case, you can actually open up these modules. If you peel back the sticker, sometimes the sticker doesn't cover the gap here, and it just pops that top open. So you peel the sticker back and open up that top. With the sticker peeled back, you can see the two locking tabs, so you can just take a screwdriver, pop up under those, and flip this top open. Once the top is open, we can see into the module, and I can see, you know, there's evidence that this has been wet inside. Corrosion. We're actually going to slide this whole circuit board out and take a better look. To slide the whole circuit board out, you'll see there's 4 little locks on each corner at the plug side. You just press those in and push this right through the housing. Now with the housing removed, we can see we've got major damage on this module. As a matter of fact, you can see that black, this module has actually burned, and we have pins shorted together. We have the chip set right there, has been hot and burned, so this module is completely junk. In some cases, if you just have a tiny bit of corrosion, you can clean it up and the module will be fine. In this case though, this module is completely shorted, and what it's doing is it's causing a battery drain constantly. So that's our low voltage issue. We found that we could just unplug the module and immediately the battery drain stopped, and we quit losing our memory on our clock, so we were doing really well. But in order to fix this, we really want to put a new module in so we have tire pressure monitor working again. And in the case, you can buy a new module, $300 to $400, or you can buy one used, usually for about $120 to $140, and get a good module to put in here. But we are going to need to clean up the wiring here, because with that much corrosion in those pins, we are going to need to clean those, because there can be shorting inside here or poor connection that'll cause the new RDC module to not operate. And remember, that RDC module is what's controlling our tire pressure monitor. So to get to that, to clean it, if you look at the top of this plug, so the wires are coming in on this side, there are 2 tabs right here next to this black. Pry both of those out, so this one goes that way, that one goes that way, and then you can shove the black part completely out. With the cover off, you can see all that green and that corrosion and the burning pins. Now these pins are not that difficult to remove and pull them out of this connector so that we can get to the individual pins to clean them up. We'll also want to clean up all of this connector and get all that corrosion off of it. We'll want to make sure that the pins aren't burned and that they're going to make good connection into the new module. So the way you remove these is there's a little lock tab you can see right there by my thumbnail. You push down on that and pull on the wire and you can pull it out. Now it's going to catch again in this groove right here, and so you'll push down again and pull it out and you can remove the wire. Now before you remove the wires, it's really important, don't take them all out at once because you probably won't get them all back into the right spot. You got 2 layers, top and bottom, and quite a few wires here. Good idea, just in case you do get lost or accidentally pull too many wires, take a picture. Picture will be worth quite a bit when you're going to put it back together, and you can say, hey, where does each one of these wires go? What should it look like? So we're going to pull these wires out and we're going to do a little cleaning. Before we go and start cleaning on the wiring, we want to disconnect the battery. Part of the reason for this is to make sure we don't short anything out. And the only thing you need to do to disconnect the battery is just disconnect the negative first, which is right here. All you got to do is take a 10mm ratchet or socket or wrench. I say a ratchet with a 10mm socket. Loosen up that top bolt, and then you can just remove the negative cable right off. Set it to the side. Now you're de-energized and you can safely work without shorting anything out. All right, we're going to remove the wire. Like I said, you just push in on that tab and pull. It'll come back to here, push in and pull. Now I have the wire out and I can clean it up. So we'll clean each wire, we'll clean each pin, make sure that all of them are good, and we'll put it back together. I've got a neat trick for cleaning up corrosion. That is water with some baking soda in it. That actually makes a great cleaner of corrosion. What you want to do is stir it up. I like having a nice toothbrush to use that I can put into whatever I'm working on. Get that nice and stirred up. In this case, because I've got corrosion over that whole plug, I'm just going to dip that plug. And remember, I've got the battery disconnected right in there. And I'm going to let that soak for a little bit and work. And what it'll do is that'll start to eat the corrosion and remove it right off of these pins. The trick works for cleaning up a battery or anything else. Okay, now that we've cleaned this, you can see how nice that looks compared to our green that we had before. And we should be ready to put it back together and put in our new module. It is important to make sure that after you're done cleaning, you've dried it completely. You can do that using a spray electrical parts cleaner or compressed air, but just get all the water out so we don't promote any new corrosion. So now we've cleaned and installed our new RDC module, and it's just a matter of putting things back together, reconnecting your battery, and voila, battery drain is gone. Now, this is your car guy. We've completed the repair. We've taken care of the battery drain. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Help us grow the channel. Now, just to remember, this is not the only cause of a potential battery drain, but in this case, it took care of it for this car. This is your car guy.